And you probably just got an alert on your screen. You can accept that without issue. And I will pull up the slides here for everyone's enjoyment.
Ooh.
One second. I probably should have hit record after pulling up the slide, but I think the time was well spent by having everyone's faces shown and being able to connect with people. So let's do this and do this. All right. I'm the host, so I can share my screen. I was just double checking my list of things to do there. Don't forget, you can go on your cell phone to kahoot.it in the browser, whether you're using Chrome or Safari, whatever it might be, and we'll get to those prizes later on tonight's festivities. But it was part of the festivities tonight. Take a look at what's on the screen. We're going to begin with a land acknowledgement, and then from there we take time to spotlight our ASOs for opening remarks. Sam and I will give you an update and thank your steering committee. Michael's going to lead us through COVID-19 planning, and there'll be that Q&A in the chat where you can ask away. In the second half of the night, we talk about the road ahead. So we're going to share some great ride news with you. Connie will launch Kahoot with a warm-up to what you have all been excited for, and that's saying hello to your 2021 team captains. And you'll hear from Diane and Ariel on how to select your team. Then we're going to close out the night with a final prize. So without further ado, I wanted to hand it over to Sam to guide us through the land acknowledgement.
Thanks, Simon. Sorry, I had to get it off mute. We acknowledge the land that we're meeting on and is the territory of many nations, including from Toronto, the traditional territory of the Mississaugas of the Credit, the Anishinaabe, the Chippewa, the Haudenosaunee, the Wendat peoples. In Kingston, this is the traditional territory of the Haudenosaunee, the Mississaugas, and the Wendat. And in Montreal, it's the land of the Kanien'kehá:ka Nation, along with the Mohawk and the Haudenosaunee. We also recognize that all these lands are covered by many treaties. The Treaty 13, Treaty 57, the Treaty, sorry, lost my screen, apologies. I apologize, I will have to cut it there. I've lost the rest of my text, but we're covered by many treaties, and we want to recognize that these lands are a gift to us, and we share them with people that came long before we did.
And to that end, I will share my screen again. I just need to optimize the sound. We've got a great video for you that helps, well, I hope, provoke great thought. So let's figure this out. I'm sorry. It's Helen's first Zoom. Give us a break. She's got to experience all aspects of Zoom, which include me forgetting to share my computer sound and optimizing the screen clip for video. So now I hope everyone can see my screen.
Am I supposed to mute?
Ani, bonjour. Sarah Rockendishtakas. Shebenaning and Donjaba, Takaranto and Day. Takaranto, a Mohawk word, the place in the water where the trees are standing, the place where the fish weirs are. My dog and I spend a lot of time walking. It's my favorite way to move through this city. For me, it's a meditative action that isn't about negotiating bike lanes or public transit, but a time to slow down and really try to see the world around me. Concrete sidewalks, parking lots, now covering the rivers and trails that once flowed freely. The Petun, the Huron-Wendat, the Haudenosaunee, the Anishinaabeg, the Métis, the Mississaugas all made their homes here. And many other nations expanding beyond these groups traveled through for commerce and trade for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. I think of the other First Peoples languages and the names they had for this place. I think of the ancient trails covered by the pressures of settlement. The waterways and the moderate climate of the Great Lakes made it a perfect place to fish, hunt, grow food, gather medicines and seeds for horticultural development. Rich, fertile, and abundant, Turtle Island's Mesopotamia. Many First Peoples and their goods traveled from here all the way to the Mississippi and back. Whenever I travel somewhere new, I try to find out whose land I'm on, and I ask, who are the original occupants here? So for Indigenous peoples, land acknowledgements are not only to assert our sovereignty and treaty rights of today, but it's also a way for all peoples to feel more connected to a place. Davenport might be a street now, one I walk down regularly in my neighborhood, but it's not just another thoroughfare. For me, it's an ancient portage trail that holds Indigenous knowledge. They say the animals made the first trails that led them to water, and the people followed. I imagine the deer and the moose once made this trail, followed by the people carrying their birch bark canoes, carrying their goods to trade, and bringing stories to tell. Nations from all over Turtle Island met and traveled through this land. Many languages were spoken. Alliances and decisions were made. People from different nations met and intermarried. The dish with one spoon treaty was made. Tkaronto was a meeting place and land made up of sophisticated and cosmopolitan peoples and cultures that I see reflected in the city today. I wonder, is it something in the land and the water? Land acknowledgements might seem like a small and simple gesture, but like many of our ways, they are intended to have more impact and hold more meaning than the words alone. If we pride ourselves on diversity and equality, shouldn't our story include Indigenous peoples? In this era of reconciliation, we need to share the truth first. And reimagine the narrative of this land and this city together.
Sorry, I was on mute there. I hope that those words have more meaning and impact than simply being just words for you. We are going to continue.
In our culture, we do land acknowledgements every day. We do land acknowledgements when we wake up.
That's actually really sweet. You're not on mute, but I think there's a teaching moment happening.
Take care of ourselves. It is a land that teaches us and provides for us.
Let's do this, screen share. And I hope everyone can still see that. So with tonight's festivities, we are looking back to the agencies and the ASOs that we help. If you were first year and you attended orientation earlier this week, you would have heard from all three of our ASOs, about all three of our ASOs, PWA, HARS, and ACCM. Going forward, we will highlight one for each of their programs and assistance at every night that we put together. And we're going to start with our founding agency, the PWA. So I'll stop sharing and introduce Suzanne Paddock.
Thank you so much, Simon. I can't tell you how heartwarming and tender it makes me feel to see all of you here. Because at the core of the bike rally is about supporting people living with HIV. We're all through this pandemic together, and I just want to make sure everybody knows that PWA remains open. We are an essential service. Our doors are open to the community because the need is greater than ever. Substance use has increased, mental health has gotten worse, people continue to need food. What COVID has shown us is who are most vulnerable in our society. Black people living with HIV, newcomer people living with HIV, HIV positive seniors, single moms, gay men struggling with substance use. Each week, people living with HIV come for food, come for financial assistance, harm reduction supplies. Every day, PWA helps people living with HIV access meds, doctors, and government assistance programs. Every day, we are calling our community to check in and see how are you doing. But I don't want you to take my word for it. What I want you to take is the word of one of the bike rally's major donors. I'd like to invite Gareth Henry, Bike Rally major donor and executive director of Black Cap. Gareth, will you tell us why you support the rally?
Good evening, everyone, and thanks, Susan. And I'm happy, and I'm always delighted to be in the presence of the bike rally and engage with you guys. For some of you might know, and those who don't, that I worked at PWA for 7 years, and I've been 7 of the best years of my life in Canada, and as someone who is living with HIV. And PWA is simply a wonderful and amazing place that creates an opportunity for persons who are living with HIV to be their authentic self and to give of their best without fear of stigma and discrimination. And with all the science that exists in society today, and with all the access to medication that we do have, and people are living longer with HIV. I've been HIV positive for the past 18 years. And our main challenge is that of stigma, not the virus that runs inside our blood, but the fact that people continue in our society, continue to treat us differently and to see us otherwise, and we don't really have the same access to resources as everyone do, and we continue to be underserved, and that is in the sense that the organizations at PWA, Black Cap, where I do work, that are the saviors for people, right? We don't get, we walk into spaces, we don't get the support that we need to get, we don't get the respect and the honor, and our humanity is not seen as equal as to everybody else's. So there's a lot of work to do. And my first contact 7 years ago with the bike rally just inspired me to see the group of people riding and a group of folks supporting those riders for 6 long days for a cause. And that's tremendous. And I'll always say that you guys are simply amazing. And there's a quote I want to share. There are 2 quotes I want to share tonight with you guys. It's one that said, "There is a difference between interest and commitment. When you're interested in doing something, you do it only when it is convenient. When you're committed to something, you accept no excuse, only results." And I've seen 2020 was a year that I watched, and I was like, I watched you guys amid COVID. It happened virtually, and you did amazing. You did amazingly well. You raised over $1 million to going towards people who are living with HIV and AIDS in Canada. And this is important. This is very impactful because we need this. We need the bike rally. And if and I don't know how many of you would have met persons who have benefited from PWA and the support and the donations that you raise and the resources that you bring to that agency, that we all beam with a lot of joy and enthusiasm and delight the fact that this institution exists and you guys made this possible. To watch, and I always say, and I will always say this, is that what is impressive is that you don't do this because you have to. You make a huge sacrifice to make this happen. Crazy, when I first heard about this right, so I was like, I couldn't make much of it. I was like, these people take vacation from work. So that's their time from work to give to this cause. And then they have to raise money to go. I was like, how does that make sense? But I continue to watch you guys do this year after year. I was like, yeah, it is a passion. It is a commitment. It is that you see yourselves as change agents and wanting to create a better world, a world of inclusion where everybody is treated equal and everybody have access to the resources that they need to have meaningful and engaging lives. And you know, I've never gone on the bike rally, and I've always wanted to. And I think 2019, I signed up to be on the crew, and then boom, I got a job at Black Cap, and then I moved on from PWA. And that was in 1 year that I was sure I would have done the bike rally as a crew, and it didn't happen. You know, for me, what is important, you know, as a Black immigrant and a gay man who is positive in Toronto, is that, you know, we have all our obstacles and our challenges that we have to engage and deal with. And one of my challenge to PWA, and I've always been my challenge to the organization and to the Bike Rally, is, you know, as I look on this screen tonight, it's predominantly white people, right? And it's something that we have to also think about. And it's not a fault, guys, but it's something that we as we talk about inclusion and diversity, is how the Bike Rally, and I'll challenge the Bike Rally, and I continue to challenge PWA to say how we can make this different, how we can make the Bike Rally represent and is a face of what HIV is about, right? Because right now, as we look, you know, on the stats, it said, you know, it shows us that HIV is on decline in Canada, but it is on the increase for Black people. And so more and more Black people, more and more Latinos are contracting HIV and living with HIV, and are finding themselves in very vulnerable, compromising situations and positions, are not even able to take care of themselves. And, you know, Susan will share with you the stats that the number of people who walk through the doors on a daily basis, and the number of folks who access the food bank are people of color. And your work is significant, and it is important for the continuation of that. And for me, you know, why I give to the Bike Rally is because I want to give back to my community. I want to continue to, as someone who is positive and I have a job, many of my colleagues, many of my friends don't have the jobs, have a job, right? And so as I sit in my position, I want to be able to give to the cause, to help as an inspiration or motivation for you to continue to ride and continue to fundraise and to continue to find ways to impact the quality of lives of people living with HIV and AIDS. And you know, when I during my time at PWA, I met Rob, and that's Rob Walker. And when I sat down and I listened to Rob, you know, talk, and I asked him why he ride, you know, and understanding, and I got his story and I understand it, and I was like, man, I want to help motivate and inspire him to continue to donate. And so I've made it my project that every year that Rob rides, that I will donate, we will donate to Rob, no matter what it is. And, you know, because it's, you know, one of the things that I've realized, and it's another quote that I connect to Rob's story, is that we live in a completely interdependent world, which simply means we cannot escape each other. How we respond to HIV/AIDS depends in part on whether we understand this interdependence. It is not someone else's problem. This is everybody's problem. And the first time Rob shared this story with me and the reason why he rides and is involved, I see this resonate, right? I believe this become more life to me to realize that, yeah, this is someone just like all of you on this call who believe in this, right? It is that I believe that you guys get this interdependence, the fact that your neighbor is living with HIV, it also impacts you, right? We're all vulnerable, we're all in this together. And if we continue to be our brother's keeper, we can create a better world. We can create a space where stigma is no more. And that's a piece that we have to fight, and we continue to fight it collectively. And I'm happy and honored that you all choose to be associated with HIV, because back in the days, people like have nothing to do with that, but you embrace that and you hold that with both hands. And I'm happy you're the Bike Rally guys. I've realized and I've accepted the challenge to create and to be agents of change in our world, and also to be role models. And I want to say thank you for your hard work and your commitment. And I do hope that you will exceed your personal goals this year, and that the Bike Rally will also exceed this goal, because each dollar that you raise do impact significantly the quality of life of a Black man, a white man, a woman, a woman with a child, someone doing substance use, an immigrant. You are going to change their lives, and you are all an inspiration to me and to others. And we want to say thanks for just being your authentic self and being the truth and living your truth and giving back to the community in the way that you're giving. So thank you and wish you all the best for 2021.
Round of applause there. Thank you so much. That really.
Yes, thank you, Gareth.
And I will share my screen for Sam. Just give me 1 second, Sam. I hope everyone can see that.
Absolutely.
Perfect.
All right. So continuing with the agenda tonight, we will move on to introducing this year's steering committee. Next slide, please.
Great.
So without needing any introduction, that was Simon, I'm Sam, and we are your co-chairs for this year.
With some horrible photos, but here we go.
Yeah, well, we can change those. Our team leads of the team captains are Diane and Ariel. For participant engagement, we've got Connie. Fundraising will be head up by Yannick and Seamus. And road support will be led by Gabby. Community engagement from Montreal, we've got Ricky. In Toronto, we've got Joanne. And in Kingston, a former co-chair, Ted. And for media and comms, we have Peter. Why don't you take on the rest?
Sounds good. We've got Todd and Eric in the Rustlers crew. Great folks there. Trevor and Natasha, you might have met them on Tuesday at the first year orientation. They're in training and support. Sarah and Damien, who I've seen on camera, they help keep you fed and safe in this year ahead. And not pictured, but surely appreciated are the pair of Bill and Margaret. They're offering us sage advice, especially in this year. When you registered, did you indicate you would like to volunteer in a further capacity? Or has the excitement of the bike rally been something you've been looking forward to? Well, you can deepen your relationship with the bike rally. And if you have an idea and you'd like to have it flourish, we'd love your help. You can reach out to either Sam or myself. We've got open slots for Toronto and Montreal engagement, a partner for our fabulous Connie, a partner for Gabby, and a partner for Peter, and recruitment intention is available for you. Our volunteers make the ride, I hope you know that, and positions are open so you can connect with Sam or myself at the email address below. Sam?
Sure. So let's talk about our goals. Every year, the co-chairs come up with about 3 goals, and for this year, these are ours. Next slide. Okay. So they all will have a physical aspect and a virtual aspect. Yes, there will be people who will have to join us this year on a virtual capacity because of underlying health conditions or needs to stay closer to home. But these goals were developed so that they could be applicable to both a physical or an at-home rally. So the first, of course, is safety. Our second is inclusion, and this speaks to all kinds of race issues and Indigenous and other things that we want to examine and expand our inclusion of as many different groups as we can to make them welcome within the bike rally. And then the last is fighting stigma and discrimination.
Perfect. Thank you, Sam. Here with our COVID planning update is Michael. As we stated before, the chat is alive and well. We see a lot of folks up and active. And if you have questions, you can ask them while he is speaking away, and I'll summarize them at the end of his portion, finding commonalities between groups of questions or eliminating repetition. Michael?
Great, thanks. So those of you who don't know me, I'm Michael. I'm the development manager at PWA on the staff. So working behind the scenes with staff to do more of the technical planning and the logistics for the event this year. Obviously, a big challenge, and we thought we'd get the elephant in the room out of the way early in case people had questions that were burning. We did send out a communication earlier this week explaining kind of where we're at with our COVID planning and the things that we're going to be putting into place. We know that, we've been in lockdown for nearly 4 months here, and it's hard to imagine the future. Even just 2 months ago, we didn't even know that we were going to have a vaccine this year. So things change quickly. There's anxiety and the ups and downs of the news every day. But we're really focusing on the evidence and the plans from professionals and focusing on the future instead of the day-to-day news that's coming out. Part of that is the narrative around vaccines. And so we do know that there will be vaccines rolling out. And that means that there will be people who will be getting the vaccine by the bike rally. We just don't know how many, right? So we don't need everyone to be vaccinated by the time we do the bike rally, because in reality, there is going to be a long period of time where that's going to be unequal. And as more people get it, more activities will be allowed because transmission and hospital rates will be decreasing, but we're still going to need preventive measures. So we're working off those assumptions and with our planning. Next slide. So we're not quote unquote special in any way necessarily compared to other events, but we are kind of lucky this year in that when we happen in August is later in the summer. We're smaller and we're more easily adaptable, and that we're almost entirely outdoors in large open spaces where we can, where we have room to spread out. Obviously, like I said, there's lots of variables that we need to contend with, like delays and these new variants that are coming out. But as as we've been trying to plan with COVID over the last year, from last March till now, there is a definite change in that things are becoming more predictable. And we're not relying entirely on vaccines to make this happen, to make the ride safe. That's going to be up to all of us as well. So what does that look like? Well, what we're expecting from participants is to show proof of vaccination or a negative COVID test before coming on the ride. More details on specifics of that will follow in the coming months. We'll expect to wear masks when not riding and to practice social distancing. Camp will be arranged differently, and we're going to have more washroom facilities, more cleaning facilities, and more processes around that. Nutrition crew is going to work with the caterers. Our caterers have been working throughout the pandemic, so they have a lot of experience with serving food in this time, and also the potential of staggering meals, things like that. For crew, we're going to be limiting the number of people per vehicles, so we're going to have more vehicles most likely. And then wellness and road support will use PPE when dealing with riders on the road. And we're just having more cooperation than ever with our wellness team, our medical professionals at CMCC, the chiropractors, the masseurs, and also the communities that we pass through, because we want to keep them safe as well, most of all. So basically, short of a lockdown, we've developed 4 scenarios to comply with potential health regulations. This includes things like dividing the ride up into pods and a whole bunch of other stuff that we won't get into the details of around staggering, spacing, and that sort of thing. We'll share more information about those plans as they become relevant. Yeah, so there's more at the website, bikerally.org, and in your email box.
Great. So this enables questions, high level, from the folks that you feel are burning for you. We'd love to hear them, and they can be entered into the chat. If I don't see any come up in the next minute, I will be moving ahead with the road ahead. So I'm taking that as a positive sign, and everybody is along with us for the journey. I hope you can see my screen. This is the road ahead. Click, whoops. He wanted to have a moment to be with you guys and keep you engaged. I know that the COVID can be sometimes overwhelming, but we have great allies in the staff that are here to help protect us, and Bill and Margaret joining us back, as we mentioned, from the volunteer side. In January, we are going to see a push for new year recruitment. It's the perfect time of year to commit to something, and you guys know that. Training, orientation, and support has already commenced. We have another first year session coming up on the 23rd of February. Team selection is tonight. Fundraising kicks off strongly in March with new fundraising materials available for you. It's not to say that you shouldn't declare your intention to ride now and rally for the cause, as Gareth shared so eloquently, but March will help push you into minimum territory. In April, we've got training and recruitment. And in May, it's full steam ahead with the launch of training rides, which I can't wait for. Our key stakeholders and surveys are going out to the multi-year plan, just on that underlying component here. The community forum will happen in March, and we're going to finalize a multi-year plan towards the end of the spring, so that you can be just as excited for the 25th anniversary of the bike rally as you are for this year. Don't forget to follow us on social media for all your updates, and that would include the fact that we have over 200 people registered. I'm so excited to share that update. There's tons of new folks, and we have a new category of new riders who have never actually ridden yet. So that's fun to see, but we're here to help them. And when you form your teams, make sure you bond with them socially and feel that connection with them. In terms of fundraising prize celebration, you might have caught this in email, but it's always great to circle back to that year-end incentive contest draw. There will be more contests in the future, but we wanted to recognize Laura for winning the Montreal Sheraton hotel stay, Michael for the $100, and Priya for the $50 Visa gift cards. There will be more prizes tonight, so I'm glad that you guys came out to the event. In terms of a fundraising incentive update, yes, the masks have arrived. Don't forget to fundraise today, and I will just show you a glimpse of that mask there. But if I turn off the camera sharing and you direct your attention towards Michael, in the fashion cam, we have the beautiful mask that you would have received if you hit the incentive level, and you still will going forward. So it's a perfect opportunity to get your in gear and also show off your loyalty and pride when it comes to riding with the rally.
Yeah, let's see Michael.
They're very warm. They have 3 layers with a medical filter in the middle, so they're good that way, and they're quite comfy. So you'll be getting them mailed to you when you hit $500.
Michael Shree, very fashionable and practical. Thanks, Michael. Next up, I hope you can still see my screen, is our favorite guest host, Connie. Just before I hand it over to Connie, www.kahoot.it. You probably already have your cell phone nearby. I would suggest doing that versus your desktop or laptop, so that you can have your game device in one hand and your questions appearing on another screen. Connie, is the code still the same there?
Yes, it is.
Okay, perfect. I'm going to stop sharing and allow you to take over. Ladies and gentlemen, Connie.
Okay, hi. I'm just going to, oh, you need to give me access to share my screen.
Great.
And so just to repeat that, if you have a device, you're welcome to download the Kahoot app. It will ask you a few questions, just demographic type questions. And, or you can go to www.kahoot.it. I'll just put it in the chat for you. And then we'll get started. It's going to ask you for a PIN number, and we're going to give that to you again in a moment.
That PIN, if you're already on this, oh, sorry, I'll just type it in the chat since someone asked.
It's 9412263. And once I can get it on the screen, you won't see too much until I start the game for you.
Can you screen share now?
Try. I can. Woo.
Okay.
Now, it's not showing. Ah, okay. Let me open this up. Great. Lots of people signing in. That's fantastic. Hold on a second and we'll get you started.
The funny names are coming up in the chat.
That's great. Oh, there we go. Okay, good. Thanks for your patience, everyone. It gives you time to get signed in. Wow, that's amazing. Okay. Give you another 20 seconds to sign in and then we'll get started. This is going to go fast. We have 12 questions. They're bike rally related. Don't worry, if you are new to Bike Rally, feel free to guess. You may know some of the answers already, so don't sweat it. This is for fun. However, we do have a prize at the end for the first place winner, but this is just to break up our meeting a little bit and have some fun. So let's get this started. I'm gonna start.
Let's get it started.
Three, two, one. And I'll read the question. Sweeps are. And the choices are on the screen, but the riders are in. The nickname for Rustlers, the last riders in, or PWA staff. Answers are coming in. All right.
There's that countdown clock there too.
Last few seconds. 59, 60, 61. Awesome. Okay. And the answer is last riders in. We have 48 right.
Awesome. You know, Natasha and I were the very last sweeps on the very last physical ride. So I hope she got it right.
Fantastic.
I got it right.
Let's go to the next question. What was the slogan of the hashtag Rally 600, our 2020 Bike Rally virtual ride? We've got Rise to the Challenge, Rally for the Cause, For a World Without HIV/AIDS, Ride for a Reason, or You Can Do It. Who remembers?
You Can Do It is so generic. I hope
do it.
no one's looked at that.
That's just my life motto.
It's almost like a Nike thing.
Yeah. Rise to the challenge. 46 people. That's amazing. Fantastic. Let's see who. Oh, we've changed spots. Lovely Wallaby is up first, next, and then Space Camel, Shining Bee. Let's go to the next question. Are you ready? What college do our chiropractic interns come from or study at? Is it TTC, CMCC, ACT or ACT, or CHMC? The answers are coming in. That's 63 answers, 65. You guys are amazing.
We've got some diehards. I love it.
Yeah. All right. CMCC. That's great. So who's up top? Shining Bee takes the lead.
I almost wish it was people's real names.
I know. Which crew moves 10,000 plus bins? Is it road support? Is it rustlers? Is it nutrition? Or is it wellness? Take your choice. People are drawing all over the screen.
Can we get this woman, whoever is in this weird aqua coat, to be a part of the wrestler?
All right. Wrestlers it is. And I see people are drawing on the screen. I don't know how you erase that. It's hilarious. Shining Bee is still in the lead. 5 players have 3 answer streak. That's great. We're going to the next question. Juno winning singer gave Bike Rally a shout out in the Red Dress Ball. Was it Alicia Cara, Carly Rae Jepsen, Rita McNeil, or Anne Murray?
There's the reveal. I love the
Yeah.
Can't hide it.
I'm dying.
I think everybody's got their questions in. Final answer. All right. It's Carly Rae Jepsen. Well done. Who's in the lead? Oh, Shining Bee is still hanging on, but it's close. Lovely Wallaby is. I don't know who these people are. Who is our Montreal beneficiary? Is it AIDS Access Montreal, AIDS Community Care Montreal, Montreal AIDS Network, or ART-CETA? Which is it? I think Simon talked about it earlier. Were you paying attention? You didn't know there was going to be a quiz, did you?
Or are you one of our new riders from Montreal and you might know this?
Yeah. All the answers are in. Let's see how we did. Ooh, the answer was AIDS Community Care Montreal. That one separated the group a little bit. Let's see the results. Space Camel takes the lead. I love these names. I love these names. You guys are awesome. Well done, folks. Okay, next. What is the mayor of Gananoque saving for us? Lollipops, chips, jujubes, or lemonade? Jujubes, I guess that is, or lemonade.
I hope people know the answer.
Can you tell what that picture is?
As long as I've ridden before or participated before.
And the answer is jujubes. I love that. I love that the mayor is saving those for us. That is fantastic. Okay, let's see how we're doing. Space Camel is still in the lead. A lovely rabbit has moved up. That is great. Which PWA service has tripled in use during the pandemic? Financial assistance, therapeutic care, essentials market, or dreaming and engagement? You've got that visual clue is opening up if you're not sure. Oh, not everybody answered that time. It was the essentials market, providing essential items for people in our community. Next, this is Lovely Wallaby takes the lead. We're going into question 9. We've got 12 questions, so the last few here.
And a fab prize coming up too.
What town that we stop in has Canada's first railway tunnel? And we've got a picture there of the tunnel. Is it Cornwall, Belleville, Brockville, or Kingston?
It's not Kingston.
It's Brockville.
Do you believe that answer?
Marlon, are you the one who's been drawing all over the screen too?
Yeah, I can't come on to, I don't know how to get onto this thing, but it's
Brockville. Marlon's having fun. It's all good.
Brockville is the answer. And if you've ever been in the tunnel, it lights up. They play music. It's a lot of fun.
And it's cool. And it's nice and cool.
It's nice and cool in there.
In the summer.
Makes a great Instagram post as well.
So let's see how we're doing. Oh, Bright B is now in the lead. And we've got Classy Space Camel, Classy Raccoon, Honest Sea Lion, and Fearless Eagle. That's amazing. Okay, last few questions. Let's go on to the next one. True or false? The Friends for Life Bike Rally began in 1999. True or false?
True.
On the logo there, we should have done all of the logos throughout the years. That would have been
Oh, yeah.
next trivia.
Everybody is almost answered. We've got a couple more to come in.
4 minutes left.
Yeah.
4 seconds.
Okay. It is true. It was almost split. Very good, everyone. You had a 50-50 chance. True is the right question. We started in 1999. We're going into what, year 23? Is that what we are this summer?
Exactly.
Hey, Space Camel's back in the lead. Ooh, Polite Gecko moves up. Which drag queen welcomed us into Montreal in 2019? The last time we rode in. Brooklyn Heights, Rowena Way, Dixie Normus, or Misconception? Can you tell yet from the picture?
I wonder if Dixie's on the call. I don't know.
I was about to ask, is Dixie on the call? Because like she should be here right now.
I see Donald Cufflake. Hi, Donald. Shout out to you. And I was asked to shout out Ernesto, a first-year rider. Hello.
And the answer was Brooklyn Heights from Drag Race. Okay, let's see how we're doing. We're almost done. Space Camel hangs on to the lead. This is our last question. Which icon hosted our talent night during last year's Bike Rally Week? Sylvester Stallone, Eartha Kitt, Shaka Khan, or Brooklyn Heights?
Shaka Khan.
And it would have been revealed in the Instagram and Facebook posts this week as well.
Oh.
If you were paying attention.
And if you've never ridden before, she did not come back from the grave. It's just the multifaceted of the bike rally.
And she actually is on this Zoom call under another pseudonym.
An alias.
Eartha Kitt.
Yeah.
That is great. So let's see who is the winner.
Ooh. Drum roll.
I think there's music that goes with this.
Classy Raccoon in third. Honest Sea Lion and Fearless Eagle.
Fearless Eagle. We'll need to find out who Fearless Eagle is.
How do we do that?
Drop your name. Show up your screen to the camera.
I think it's Natasha, or is that right?
That's correct, Michael. It's me. And
Way to go, Tash.
Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome. Congrats. Don't leave because there's another run up for grabs after the hottest commodity in the room that you've been waiting for, which are Diane and Ariel. So let me just pop up some content for you. And if you can see that, fabulous. If you can't,
are we gonna tell her what she won?
Take it away.
All-inclusive package to Puerto Vallarta.
No, congratulations. You have won a tune-up with our sponsor. And now I've
Cycle Solutions.
Thank you. Our friends at Cycle Solutions Parliament have donated a prize of a tune-up worth $149. So congratulations.
Thanks,
And
Tom.
now I'm throwing it over to Sam, I think.
You definitely are. So if we can move through the slides. Oh, yes, we are there. Team captain. So I guess a lot of you are here to find out who the team captains are, or to find out how you can get into a team, and the team that you want, and what that code will be. So let's do this. Next slide, please.
Well, it's going to be Diane.
Oh, when I hand it over to Diane and Ariel, they'll take it off on the next slide.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay. Hi, everybody. Am I being heard here?
Yep.
Okay, Diane here. Hello. So great to see everyone tonight. We have 7 pairs of team captains, and we would love to get another couple pairs to volunteer. So please keep that in mind if you want to come forward. Our first pair that I'm going to introduce are Michael and Peter. They also bring 17 years of experience together from the bike rally to help you for 2021. Michael loves the challenge, the support, and the friends made, to name a few. And Peter shares in the friends he's made along with the cause. Number 2 is Eli and Ari, who bring 17 years altogether of bike rally experience as team captains this year. Eli brings riding in memory of friends lost to HIV and AIDS, and as a personal challenge. He quickly realized that rally was so much more, and he can't imagine not being part of this life-changing event. Ari also joined in his passion of cycling and now sees it as a way of battling HIV stigma. Our team number 3 is Steve and Jeff. They are returning this year to be team captains with 32 years of experience together of cycling on the bike rally. They ride for the cause and will help you understand everything there is to know. And team number 4 is Anthony and John, who will bring 15 years of experience as team captains this year when they ride in August. Anthony does a bang-on impression of Etha Kitts, and John celebrates his 5th year of being a captain. Together, these friends will lead you down the right route on the Friends for Life bike rally. Stay tuned for team selection beginning this Thursday at 8 p.m., which will come later when Ariel finishes the rest of the presentation of team captains.
All right. Next we have Anthony and Ken. So Anthony on the left and Ken Allen on the right, team captains for this year. They also have 17 years of combined experience. That seems to be a common theme. So lots of insight to help you with all your questions, or if you just need someone to talk to. Anthony loves the outdoors and camping with his dog. He actually lives just a block away, and I see him walking his dog from my window. Ken ironically joined years ago to escape his family, but has ended up recruiting them all without any regrets. So you'll probably meet some of his family members on the bike rally as well. Next we have Brent and Mark. Together they have 24 years of experience between them, which is amazing. Brent's motivation is helping to support the great work that the PWA does, while Mark looks forward to making this year an exciting journey for new and returning riders on their team. And our latest edition, late breaking news, this happened yesterday. Jen Schroeder and Mike Larson will be team captains this summer. They also have a really impressive 24 years of combined bike rally experience to make sure that your journey is memorable. Jen suggests you bring some glow sticks for a summer to remember, and Mike will keep you equally entertained while becoming a friend for life. So those are our wonderful team captains so far. As Diane mentioned, we are still looking for a couple more. So if you're interested, please reach out to us. Our email address is right there, teamleader@bikerally.org. And yeah, volunteers make the ride, as a lot of you already know. And for your first timers, you will find that out very quickly. Now we're going to talk about team selection a little bit. If you wanted to switch, yeah, perfect, thank you. Yeah. Too fast. So you should be receiving an email in your inbox any minute if it's not already there. That email will have more details and instructions on the team selection process, as well as the link to the online form that you can use to go ahead and do your team selection. But basically, go on the form, rank your first, second, and third team choices. Of course, if you don't have a team preference, that's fine. You can either not fill out the form or just indicate there that you don't have a team preference. If you do that, we will still assign you to a team, so you will still get the team experience and all of the communication from your captains. You do have the option to request a rider bond. So that's if you want to be on the same team as somebody else. So you'll see on the form, there's an area where you can put someone else's name. Now they also have to put your name on their form. So once we see that match, then we'll try to put you on the same team. The form will close exactly a week from right now, or maybe with a couple extra hours, midnight on February 4th. We will, and we always do our best to put everyone on their first choice team. Most years we are able to do that without any issues, but we can't guarantee it because we do try to balance the teams in terms of experience, gender, lots of different criteria, just to make sure that there's a really good mix and a good balance on the team. And yes, team selection is for all ride lengths. So whether you're doing 1 day, 3 day, or 6 day, please fill it out and select your team so that you will be placed on the team. And I don't know if we're taking questions now, or if you do have questions, feel free to email us again at that same email address, teamleader@bikerally.org.
Ariel, the email isn't going out quite yet, but I'm going to put the link to the form in the chat so people can go and do it right now.
Awesome.
Yes, it's a bonus that you showed up and signed in for Zoom tonight, because you get the link tonight. Everyone else gets it tomorrow morning.
A little extra time.
First dibs, love that. Thank you, Diane, and thank you, Ariel. That was great. I think my screen is still up, and we are rounding out the rest of our evening. Don't forget to choose your team, leverage social media for those fabulous introductions. Half of them or more are already on the call, so you could be pinging them back and forth in the chat, asking them questions. I'll be sticking around a little bit later after the recording stops if there's other questions that you need help with. That survey to complete, I think, will go out tomorrow, Michael, you said?
Yep.
And you get the exclusive link now. It's in your chat. Michael Shreve is super excited. I can see there. Keep that enthusiasm alive. Fundraising is as important now as it's ever been. We do still want to impact our agencies in the best way possible. I know that the cause is near and dear to many of you. The challenge might bring you into the ride, but the cause has kept you coming back. And this is the perfect time to reconnect with your donor base, establish your Artez page, reach out to past donors to let them know you're participating again this year, and really, really, really bring it home for PWA and ACCM and HARS. I also want to reiterate that steering committee positions are open. If you want to deepen your ride, or you've got this idea that's been burning in the back of your mind, we'd love to have you on board to help execute in the open portfolios. And Sam, did you want to chat about the town hall before we go into prizes?
Actually, I think we wanted to pause on announcing the town hall exact event date, but there will be something coming up where we're going to dive back into what Michael was talking tonight about our COVID and pandemic planning, and we're going to give further details. We want to be completely transparent, but we are also working with health professionals and our advisors, and we will get that information out. So keep tuned, watch your emails, watch your social networking platforms, Facebook, Instagram, so forth, and either February or March, we are going to have an event that will lay everything out for you.
Awesome. Thank you. So we want to thank everyone for coming tonight, but not without distributing our last and final prize. The ride exists because of volunteers like you, so it's a great way for us to give back. Michael is going to be using a random, are we using the participant list? Sorry, as host, we can see the participant list and how it's numbered. So I'm going to ask him to pick a number, or Sam, can you pick a number between 1 and 83?
72.
All right, so you would just
Count
go
backwards.
and count backwards.
79, 78, 77.
I hope I didn't pick myself.
I think I got Stefan. I think the list moved.
Shoot.
Watch the program.
You know what? You say it again because I didn't catch the name.
Stefan Fogel.
What about me?
You won.
You won.
Oh, did I? Oh, cool.
You're on. At least you're on.
Yeah, I'm still here. Awesome. That's cool. What did I win?
What did he win?
Another tune-up.
Oh, perfect. And my bike needs a tune-up real bad, so it's awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Perfect.
It comes with all that you need, and I recommend that you book it ASAP because there is an expiry date. We'll send you the details, but everyone out there on the call needs to book a tune-up sooner rather than later. You knew what you experienced last year with those delays and wait times. Jeff Rock's body needs a tune-up. He's going to keep riding his bicycle. We appreciate everyone coming tonight. If you'd like to stick around because you have burning questions, we'd be happy to work with you. I'm